Anyway, I was listening to I was continuing to run back 2666.
Okay, nice.
But like I just listened to the part of Amalfitano and I just finished the part of Fate.
Oh, nice.
Which I almost forgot.
Yeah.
Like, I ran it back a million times.
Yeah,
you forget about the part of Fate.
Yeah, yeah.
And I had never listened to the audiobook. He was doing the voices. And it's so funny. He's just like writing about a black dude from Harlem.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
I know.
And it's like,
so random.
is this like, were you like reading
Yeah.
Matt James Baldwin books or something? Like, and then like he's all trying to write about the crimes and he's calling his editor. And he's like, yeah, like what I'm saying, like dropping ends, like motherfucker, like you like do your damn job, like write about boxing. He's like, what the fuck? And the voice on the audiobook was doing a hella funny. I was like, I was dying, dude.
So are there different voices for every section?
No, but like he was doing the voices crazy.
Yeah, that's funny.
I think there might be different voices. I don't even know.
Maybe.
Like the editor for the magazine he works for, it was a hella funny, dude. And then like he fucking
because it's like a black magazine too.
Yeah, it's like a black magazine. He's like a black dude in Harlem going down. He doesn't even like boxing.
Yeah.
The sports journalist dies, so he has to go cover the boxing event down in Juarez, and then he starts hearing about the fucking
and then
crimes.
he ends up in the fucking party with those drug dealers,
with the drug dealers, and then he meets Rosa Amalfitano.
That's right.
Her daughter. Right. He like thinks he loves her, dude, and she's all with this toxic relationship with this dude Chucho, who's making her fucking do all kinds of shit, and he like takes her away, and then they end up at Amalfitano's house, and then both their names are Oscar Fate and Oscar Amalfitano.
Right, that's right.
And then he escapes with it. He takes her away. Yeah. He saves.
Wow.
But then like, and he's all being good and like not like doing anything to her. Like they're in the motel room. And then he's like driving across the border. And one time he's like, then we stopped in the border and I looked over and Rosa Amalfitano. And the whole time he's talking about how his mom died and stuff,
Oh, that's right. His mom died.
Yeah. And he's like, and we're at the border and I looked out. It was like I thought she was so beautiful. Like he's like, then I was sitting there like while the police were, and I realized I was harder than I was harder than I've ever been. Maybe I have been in the past 20 years. Could that be true? Yeah. He's like, I was sitting there like getting her across the border, and I was just fucking bricked up to the gills. Oh my god!
Did you see that the LA Times had their 30 best books of the last 30 years, and they said 2666 was number 1.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah. Guess what number 2 was?
Of the past 30 years. Mm-hmm. Infinite Jest. No. Corrections.
James.
I mean, that's just such a psyop.
Yeah.
It's such a psyop. Stop doing psyops.
It's going to win the Pulitzer on Tuesday, I bet.
Oh my God. I mean, that's tight. But, bro.
The second best.
Dude. I'll do. Yo. That's crazy.
That's all right. Good for him.
Yeah, I mean that's great. That's ridiculous.
That's great. Ridiculous. I know who read it. I don't know. That's great.
Has anyone read it?
Well, they're just buying them in droves and throwing them in the dump.
Yeah, dude. Just fucking post a money phone on Instagram and then put it in the fucking recycling, dude. We gotta stop with that, dude.
Yeah. You want to hear about Schattenfroh?
Yeah, tell me about Schattenfroh, dude.
This book is insane.
Clip me up, dude.
I'm trying to figure out
how you just bodied that.
Look at this. I got 90 left.
Oh my god! How many pages?
I'm on 904 of 991.
Max Lawton. Should we get Max Lawton on the pod?
I mean, this book is pretty crazy.
What does he do? What has he been doing?
I don't know. He's just translating these goofy books.
That's what I'm saying. He's just translating this.
Like,
this is ridiculous.
I know, it really is.
So tell me about it. I don't think I'm gonna hit this for a second.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's like
you just been.
I mean, this is just what I've been doing. So okay. And like, did you look at the bibliography I sent you at all?
Of course.
I mean, the New Science was on there.
Yeah, New Science was on there. I seen that.
And there's so much like crazy shit on there. Like I went.
Actually, that made me kind of want to read it.
I mean, yeah, but I don't.
There was like all kinds of gospel.
Yeah, I mean, because the whole thing, this is book. Okay. So Schattenfroh, and I'm trying to figure out how to talk about it too, because I got to write something about it, because I want to be the first person to review the English translation.
Go snap,
right?
bro, snap.
So Schattenfroh, it's a German family name that means something like shadow glad, right?
Shadow glad?
Shadow glad.
It's not
like,
tied to Schadenfreude.
It is. That's a pun. It's Schadenfreude, shadow glad, and I think Schatten is like shitting too. I think that's part of it.
Okay.
So, I mean, this book is like heresied out. Like it's obsessed with Like I'm at the end right now, and actually, this like you might just gotta hit this part at the end. It's an essay on the commandment thou shalt not kill, right? It's a crazy essay on the commandment thou shalt not kill, and it's just randomly at the end here. So basically what it is it starts out, and honestly at the beginning, like the first 60 pages, I was kind of like, this is just like too kooky for me. Like I'm not even like, but so it's a guy and his name is Nobody, right? And he's locked in a basement or something. He's in this weird situation. Okay. And basically the whole book is him.
A guy named Nobody locked in a basement.
Yeah. He's locked in a basement.
Sick idea,
he's
bro.
Getting in prison. Like there's some random jailers and everybody's like, but then he starts hallucinating for the next 900 pages, right? Okay. He's hallucinating all sorts of shit. And he's thinking of the important things here are, right, there's the Father, who is God, and Nobody, who's his son, and who is Jesus, right? So, I mean, the crucifixion is such a big part of this story. And he's going through, so here's what I think this is. This is, the book is about private revelation, right? It's obsessed with the history of the book as image, as the physical book, because so Luther comes up all the time. Luther and this other guy, Thomas Müntzer, right, who was Luther's rival, who I didn't know about. Who this was in 1525 was the year Thomas Müntzer died, 500 years ago.
Crazy.
Exactly 500.
Crazy.
And so Thomas Müntzer was this crazy fucking monk, and he got all cooked out on the idea of like private revelation, right? And so Luther's thing is adherence to the book as book, right? He's obsessed with the Bible as a book. He translated the Bible, right? That was like, he's obsessed with the book, the word. And him and Müntzer were kind of like in league together. He even got this Müntzer guy a job, right? And then this Müntzer starts like, he starts preaching crazy stuff about, you don't even, like, the book doesn't even matter. You could have Christianity without even the Bible because you could get the revelation yourself. Yeah, he believes music. He believes in
incarnation,
the revelations of
revelation,
dreams,
private revelation.
Right? Private revelation. He's obsessed with private revelation.
Hilma af Klint fucking channeling visions for herself.
So it's funny, like a lot of the stuff you mentioned is stuff that's like related to what I've been thinking about too.
Yeah.
But so he starts riling up people, and eventually like he gets all the peasants together for a fucking revolt, right? He's preaching, and they start fucking revolting, and Luther is writing pamphlets against the peasants should stop this. It's like in Michael Kohlhaas. Michael Kohlhaas is a big touchstone for this. Thomas Müntzer was kind of a real life Michael Kohlhaas in some way. And then, the peasant army gets together and they go for the fucking battle against the big princes, and it's over in minutes. Right, it's over like the peasants are wiped out in minutes, and then they fucking cut Muntzer's head off and put it on a pike for years outside the city. Wow, right, but
Luther's against him.
Luther's against him. Luther, friends turn enemies. I see. Yeah. Right, Luther got him a fucking job, and now he's against him. So that's the Müntzer. The
Nobody is not Müntzer.
No, but he is in some ways. Like he's. Like,
he's been wiped away.
Yeah. So early on in the book, 60 pages in, which is kind of a good look at this.
Oh my God, dude.
Right. Flip through that. So what that is the dead in the city of Duran during the war. It was the deadliest bombing in Germany in World War II. It wasn't Dresden, it was Duran that got completely wiped to the ground. And this is
the list of names.
Handwritten, right? He wrote handwritten all the names of the dead in Duran.
That's crazy, dude.
Right?
Page 60, dude.
Yeah. And it's actually good at the beginning because there's like 70 pages of this, so it makes you seem like you're reading the book.
Oh yeah.
You skip forward.
You skip forward. You on 123. Oh shit. Yeah.
Exactly.
You can't even really read progress. Oh, Vigren Wolf. Jürgen von Danberg. Nice. Xander.
Yeah, it's all those guys.
All those guys. Damn, look at this though. 11. The ages.
So what this book's vision of history is like history and literature as geology too, right? The dead in Duran, and I'm trying to write down the chapters.
They're the rocks underground?
Yeah. These are layers of history, right? The Muntzer's dead body. The dead in Duran, these are just layers in history,
Wow.
Like coming up to, so we're part of the soil of all this, right? And our literature is part of it too, and it's writing it on the top. But okay, so I mean, you can obviously see
the bones.
That
You mean?
Yeah. Just
the bones are the geology.
We're the palimpsests. Is that how you say palimpsest?
Yeah,
palimpsest, right?
Yeah.
You're writing on top of writing.
Right.
That's like the vision of history and literature. You're just writing on top of writing. You're stacking bodies on top of bodies, right?
Okay.
There's the geological record,
Whoa.
right? And that's like, nobody's skipping around. He's here. He's 500 years ago, right? He's in the fucking city.
Right.
Like where Munster's going to get his head stuck in the pike. He's in the fucking wall of this old German city, right? The history is now. He's part of the record, right? It doesn't go away. But okay, so this is something else. That's a big part of it. Do you know anything about Kabbalah?
No, what's
the
that?
Jewish mysticism?
Oh yeah. I know about it. I need to hit it.
This is Zohar,
that's
the book of splendor.
So
this is the central.
That's the central Kabbalah.
This is the central text of Kabbalah. So, I mean, talk about private revelation. Okay. So I thought this was like wild. I was so hype off this.
Whoa. I've been saying I need to read that because I need to read every.
Yeah. So
foundational.
I mean, this guy in the 12th century. His name was Moses de Leon.
Okay.
Right. He was maybe 13th century. Right.
Okay.
I think it was 13th century early. He was living in Spain in some random place in the Jewish community. Right.
Okay.
And he says that he got an ancient manuscript from some 2nd century rabbi.
Okay.
And he copied down this manuscript, and it's the book of Zohar. Right. And like he tells this guy, the manuscript's in Aramaic too, and it's like in a weird fucking Aramaic.
Yeah.
And he's telling the book is published, and it's these weird, it's a fucking crazy mystical interpretation of the Bible.
Okay.
And he tells there's this other Jewish scholar, this Isaac something, and he tells Isaac's like, can I see this manuscript of this old rabbi?
Yeah.
And he goes, yeah, just like where they were in another city. When you come to my city, I'll show you.
Okay.
And then when the dude comes to the city, the guy's dead.
Whoa.
Right? And he goes to see his wife. He's like, where's this manuscript at? She's like, I don't know. There was no manuscript. He wrote it himself. So for centuries, there was like, nobody knew if this rabbi wrote it. Nobody knew if it was some weird forgery.
Whoa.
And then Gershom Scholem, who was Harold Bloom's friend.
Yeah. Gershom Scholem.
Yeah. He did a whole fucking deep dive on it and found out that this guy did write it. And like he wrote it in some weird invented Aramaic where he didn't even have like a wide vocabulary. So it's like a really simple Aramaic that was obviously influenced by Hebrew, and it's like a completely fucking crazy invented language that he wrote this book in. Okay, let me read you something from Zohar. And there's some nice stuff in here at the very beginning about you got to fuck your wife. It's
okay. You must. It's one of the commandments.
Yeah. It's like one of the commandments. Wait. Okay, here's good. Then, and he's quoting Genesis, right?
Okay.
A big part of Kabbalah is that God is alive in the letters of the book, like the word. Like the book, the Gospel of John starts. The Word is incarnate, right? Yeah. God is in the letters, so he's always quoting. And there's secrets. There's a secret meaning in the letters.
It's like me running back 2666 for like the 7th time.
There's a secret meaning in the book.
There's a secret
meaning. So then there went up a mist from the. Okay, wait, but this is also a big part of it, and why the book is called Schattenfroh, shadow, right?
Okay, yeah.
A big part of Kabbalah is the lower world and the upper world, and they're in concord, right?
Yeah.
And likewise, do the lower world and the upper world sustain each other. Not until the lower world was made perfect was the other world also made perfect. The lower world and the upper world are sustaining each other.
Hades, Pluto,
and the mist
Hades.
rising is the yearning of the female for the male. So there's like sexy stuff. But wait, let me.
Yeah. The mist rising. Yeah. I found the foundational Shinto text too. That's actually read the first half of that. I'll read that to you later though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The foundational Shinto text.
Okay. So this is and it got these little titles too. Departure from life. As a man is in his hour to go from life, Adam, the first man, comes before him and asks him why he is departing from the world and in what condition. The man says, "Woe to thee that I must die on account of thee." Adam answers, "My son, one commandment did I break and was punished for it. See how many are the commandments of your master, both to do and not to do, that you have transgressed." Said Rabbi Hia, "To this day Adam exists, and 2 times each day he stands before the patriarchs and confesses his transgressions and shows them the place where once he dwelled in his heavenly glory. Rabbi Yessa said, Adam comes before every man at the moment he is about to leave this life in order to declare that the man is dying not because of Adam's sin, but on account of his own sins. As the sages said, there is no death without sin. So I think this gets to a couple essential things about Kabbalah too. Okay. Is that one, Adam still exists. Adam is somewhere, maybe this is the lower world and the upper world. Adam is there, and every day he's confessing his sins and being taken a task for it and showing Eden, right? He's showing them where, he left the place of heavenly glory. And also, it's not because of Adam that you're fucking dying. It's because of you. It takes it away from, the mythic or whatever and the everyone to you. It's a real personal thing, right? But, okay. So... And I'm trying to cohere my vision of what the Schattenfroh is. And there's there's the Kabbalah, there's the geology of history. The private revelation is the big thing, though. So what does the book do? And it's actually kind of funny sometimes. There's whole there's 8 pages of describing the process in detail of how the printing press works.
Interesting.
And it's just it's so boring.
Yeah, it's so boring. Yeah.
It's funny, and then someone will be like, "Why is this in the book?" or something like that, and it'll be some metaphysical. So it's kind of funny sometimes. And but what does the book do? The book, one, allows for more private revelations, right? That's what Luther was doing with the book. He was doing something like Munzer was doing. He was taking
it transforms it to you, the reading experience, and you become a creator of your own existence.
So now it's more widespread.
There's a heightened private revelation.
Right. So now more people can have access to it. But also what it does is now there's the codified thing. There's the monolith. There's the the structure. Before you were handwriting manuscripts and you were copying them. It was so much more yours.
Right.
So now private revelation is available for more people.
With the printing press.
But it also, the repetition of the thing makes it so that it's less likely because you can't cut through it.
That you have a private revelation.
It's less likely, You have to cut away from the noise, from the inundation of the images, all the books, right?
Yeah.
And you just got to,
keep reading 2660 over and over again.
Exactly. There's a secret in there. There's a secret meaning.
Yeah.
All of this is secret. And what does society want to do? What do the princes want to do? The princes want to kill the private revelation. Right. They don't want any private revelation. Yeah. That's why all these heretics must die.
They want everyone to buy James and not read it.
Exactly.
They don't want to read my book.
Exactly. They want the repetition of the thing. The heretics must die. They must be wiped out, Everyone got to have James stamped on their forehead. And we're all fucking walking in line.
The scarlet letters to J.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
But, and this has to do, and then there's a whole personal element of this too, where nobody's dad was, he had a real difficult relationship with his father. His father and his mother were very difficult, and his grandpa was jailed by the Gestapo for kind of minor heresies, just not preaching the Nazi gospel, right?
Wow.
So he was his own little heretic, and he was jailed and abused, and it just had ripple effects on the whole family.
Yeah.
To where they're still feeling that now.
Yeah.
From that. But I'm getting worked up talking about it. I mean, there's
just
so much to talk about.
Incredibly sick. It's reminding me.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, give me a drink.
I gotta say one. Well, I got so many.
Yeah, well, you're not even on the mic. Wait, yeah. Wait, that I'll read you some passages so you can get an idea what the flow is. But tell me.
Well, one thing that was reminding me of that, one thing that was kind of sick that